Hello, Anarchapulco 24/7, 365. A week's worth of living, 365 days a year. This Saturday, we're going to be doing an online community summit, and I'd like to invite you to attend. We can serve up to 100 people according to Zoom, and if we get that number, it will be recorded and released to our membership as a series of videos. It's clear we have to be observant and be wise to what is actually going on around us to control our own destinies. And thus, I encourage those of you who wish to be your own authority to participate in this community event. The intention is for this information to benefit everyone that attends, even the informants. I try very hard to not delve into the morass of the endless media propaganda, but I do want to recognize that in the past 30 years of my life, I've seen a few things that have been repeated. And it seems each decade there is a change for the worse when it comes to those behind government's relentless pursuit of the control of the masses. I was in West Germany 30 years ago in the army in 1989 when the Berlin Wall fell. For me, it was a sign of hope for the future. With the Cold War coming to an end, I thought the USA could finally stop spending so much money on militarism. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Today, with crypto and the technology associated with it, we've got another chance to make a difference. It's a glimmer of optimism in regard to the future, but it's our efforts that will make the difference. And even though we have much to work with, we also have much to contend with. We've got to work together as a community. The world economy is teetering on disaster, if you haven't noticed. There's all kinds of things. I think Deutsche Bank is about to explode at any moment. But if you're familiar with conflict theory or the Hegelian dialectic, thesis, antithesis, synthesis, or as David Icke describes it, problem, reaction, solution, a crisis is just another opportunity to make a swift change while the masses are distracted. I expect this to be the case with the pending crisis, and I want to offer those of you that are thinking people an alternative. With that said, I think we have an exceptional opportunity to open our eyes and be observant to some of the abilities of the people within this very community. And I'll give you an example. The headline for our What is Security Community Summit is Dale Brown of the Threat Management Center in Detroit. And he has demonstrated a model for dealing with crime and criminals and the threats in a city where calling the police doesn't really do much. He's shown how people taking responsibility for their own security can make a big difference and even sprout opportunity and prosperity. I suggest you check him out, and he's going to be our headline for this Saturday's event. And as a teaser and primer, I'm going to point out some videos that should pop up here that will be excellent material and information for what we're going to try and cover on Saturday. So number one, every robust, non-fragile community needs a good PR firm and understanding of controlling perception. Check out Neil Sanders' The Art of Creating Reality. Man, I think this is an excellent video. It's a little over an hour long, but it is worth it. Check it out. Number two, in the good old days, the good hotels and businesses had their own house detective. Justice was a responsibility that they didn't just leave up to government. The rich and powerful still understand this, as the latest Epstein case shows. In this video, Jake Morpheus recently did a podcast that demonstrates this, called How Prosecutors Stabbed Epstein Police Detectives in the Back. Check that out. I think you'll find it very interesting. Number three, understanding how the system works and how people in power is actually handled is pretty important. John Taylor Gatto, in fact, recommended Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan for that very reason. Maybe you want to read that. It's it's a book that's only about 500 years old. It's certainly not in the hands of the people that the news points to. Jason Burmis recently put out a report that alludes to this. It's called "What is Nicole Junkerman's Connection to Jeffrey Epstein?" I think you'll find it interesting. Finally, James Corbett just today and Mike Mitchum some years ago pointed to the trap the system is preparing for the masses that I think is probably where we're going to head with the new crisis. And I'd suggest you get familiar with this information. James' thing is called "What Are You Doing with This Information?" And Mike Mitchum's is called "The Smart Agenda, Smart for Whom?" As I mentioned, our community is full of people with skills and ability, and the Community Summit is an opportunity to be introduced to them as well as some of the exciting projects that could be part of our community. This is the purpose of the Community Summit. This round is security. In the next round in late September, we're going to discuss learning and education. The online Community Summit will be this Saturday, July 27th, 1 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom, with the link down below. Just to mention, this is all about something I call the Bibo Project. Bibo is a Spanish word that's one of my favorites, and it's about living, man, and being alive and breathing and just sucking life in. Gotta love it. But for the Bibo initiative, I donate my time, my effort, and everything else I have to this cause. I call it the Bibo Initiative. And if you would like to donate your time or money or effort, please connect with me because I offer a great deal of benefits to those that participate. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you on Saturday. Wonderful day.